So this is an example of what it's like to walk along the ridgeline. We have land to the west and a ravine down there, and then we have land and a ravine and a river, actually quite nice down there, and this is the path. Morning, it's day 23, I think, Thursday today. We came into camp late yesterday. Well, if you can call it camp, we had to sort of stealth camp after 11 miles walking along the ridgeline in the main. Really rocky. I had lots of problems with my foot turning inwards, so I had to kind of shore that out and strap it up with a bit of KT tape. And that was all good, but we came in very late last night, just enough to eat and kind of crack on again this morning, and there was no water either, so we had to carry like 2 litres into camp, so we had to carry that for about another 4 miles, which was a bit of a pain, and then breakfasted by a brook this morning. When I checked the weather this morning, it said it was going to be 1 degree cooler than yesterday. That was not true. It was freezing this morning. No sunshine. We were kind of up about 7ish, so yeah, breakfast at the brook was quite brusque, shall I say? But yeah, I've got one video out because I wanted to say I've just come around the corner and seen these, which are just beautiful. Looks like yellow stars in a barren landscape. So that's what I wanted to share with you. Some sparkly forsythia of the morn. So we're here at a lovely babbling brook, filling up our water. And I don't know if you can hear that in the background, but there's rapid machine gun fire adding to our ambience. Morning. So I think we're day 24. It's Friday, April the 12th, maybe. And we've taken a little bit of a detour. Last night, well, the last couple of days, we've done about 12 miles, which has been a huge amount over rocky-ish terrain. So that's not worked brilliantly. But this morning we've taken a detour because the beavers have built a dam and we don't fancy wading through it through chest high water. So the AT have provided a lovely route. So it's going to be another 1.6 miles. It was signposted, but we think it's only going to add like a quarter of a mile to the actual trail. So this is our next 1.6 miles, which is really frigging fantastic. Thank you AT, thank you beavers. Hey, it's day 25, Saturday the 12th, 13th of April, something like that. Yesterday was quite a tough one. I did a spectacular river crossing across, balancing on 2 to 3 medium logs and then one large tree trunk, which I was super proud of, because I didn't have any camp shoes because I sent them home. But I wouldn't have fancied going in anyway because it was super muddy. The artillery fire carried on for most of yesterday. Yes, I can absolutely assure people that in an undisclosed area of Pennsylvania, the police firearms department are more than ready and capable of discharging their weapons at a moment's notice. And yeah, should they have any ammunition left. I don't know how it's possible to shoot automatic weapons for that long, but sure enough, there we go. So that was replaced last night by a hideous amount of rain on the tent, which went on to about 3 o'clock in the morning. So again, more rapid rattle fire. And this morning what I wanted to show you was our terrain of the day. So terrain of the day is this, which means basically that today is going to be really slow, because you have to kind of pick your way through all these little sharp rocks, which means that we have to go quite slowly. I've had a few emails, and when I've spoken to people, there's been a couple of people who have been a little bit concerned about what I'm eating, which is really kind of you and very sweet. And I did say right in the first video that it is very hard here, particularly to do the vegetarian. Well, the vegan is impossible, absolutely, can't even do that. But vegetarian is just about doable. So I thought I'd go through what I'm actually eating. According to my Fitbit, I'm kind of burning about 3,500 calories a day. Week 1 we was probably averaging about 200 floors a day, and since then probably about 150 floors a day. RE the elevation, so it's not just the miles, it's all about the elevation as well. So I found in Duncannon an Outfitters which sold hiker meals, which I was super delighted about. This is one of them, and I've had 2. I only bought 3 because they only had 3 vegetarian ones. This is mountain chili, but I've had the lentils, Himalayan lentils and rice, which is delicious. And this one's 540 calories, the other ones were about 640, 700, so that's like an evening meal. Clearly this was made in Canada, so thank you Canadians. And it is just beans and rice and dried vegetables and flavourings, all of which are natural, so that's an absolute joy to find those. So I intersperse those with my mashed potatoes every night for dinner. So this is a typical mashed potato. Fortunately I can get one with cauliflower, butter and herbs, so it's mashed potatoes with some vegetables in it. If you eat the whole packet, that's about 400 calories, which is what we've been aiming for. Sometimes I've managed to get hold of some dried vegetable chips to have with it as a bit of a crunch. Also again, that brings it up to about 500 calories. And I've managed to find a packet of jambalaya rice, which I've split in 2. So again, I do persevere at least once a week with some attempt at cooking rice. Not massively successfully, because the rice that I picked up last time, they put friggin' ramen in. So this is just pure rice. I'm hoping to just do the whole kind of boil it on the thing, turn it off, put the lid on, and hope that that works. So those are my dinners. So roughly about 500 calories per dinner. And then I follow that with a trail mix bar, which is about 140 calories, or a Cliff bar, which I've really gone off because they just taste like uncooked flapjack. So that's dinner. So I can probably get about 600 calories out of dinner. Lunches for me are the hardest to do. So I've come up with cheese, 200 calories of cheese. The cheese here is, yeah, it's mainly Colby Jack, but just have to go for something that's at least sealed in a packet. That's what I think about that. Some Cheez-Its, which are 110 calories a bag. Can't do too many of those because they just get crushed, so you have to use a spoon to eat those in the main. And then massive amount of nuts, so 400 calories worth of mixed nuts. So that's like a pretty healthy lunch. Don't need it all at lunchtime. I kind of snack on the nuts sort of in the morning and afternoon. And then breakfast, which I've been really delighted with my breakfasts, to be fair. I've managed to get porridge, which is about 180 calories, mixed with high protein granola, which is also about 180 calories. And then I throw in about 150 calories worth of nuts to that, bringing that up to about 600-700 calories. So that's like a really good breakfast. Ran out of the porridge. And I'm just doing a 3-day resupply this time, so I don't want to buy like another packet of 5. So I'm going to have a bad breakfast. I'm going to have some grandma's oatmeal and raisin biscuits and some peanut butter biscuits, which are going to be about 700 calories for 4 biscuits. And the most important thing is that they are only going to weigh, I think they weigh 81 grams. So that's like a lot of calories for the gram. As I said, my ideal that I kind of work with is about 600 calories to 100 grams worth of weight, which is kind of the nuts, really. That's what the nuts are. But everything I did last week, I ended up being too sweet. There was the only savoury thing that I ended up having was cheese, because the nuts that I picked up I didn't realise had sugar in. I thought they were like just mixed salted nuts, but not so. So absolutely everything I ate last week was sweet, which was a bit of pain. So yeah, that's what I'm eating, which, you know, is not great, but it's fairly, you know, it's as well balanced and as highly calorific as I can get. If we were going out for 5 days this time, I would add to that a jar of Nutella. So if I can do a jar of Nutella over 4 days, it's 2,000 calories a pot. So that, you know, takes us over the edge, or if it's going to be like a lot of calories that we need. So that leaves us in deficit of about £2 per week, really, which I don't mind at the minute, but will become an issue later on. And then you kind of have to like top it up when you're in town. So we aim for like pizza and chips and all that kind of healthy stuff, which is mental. But yesterday we weren't feeling a little bit good because the pizza that Esther ate was kind of off. So yeah, that came back up. And then yesterday we couldn't really do much, so we ended up in a diner having a jacket potato, and I had some green beans, which are just, oh my god, they tasted like they'd been bottled in the 40s and stored in a bucket. They were just the foulest of things. So that was a bit disappointing. So tonight I kind of thought I've resupplied at a Dollar General, so believe it or not, all this kind of, apart from the hiker food, came out of Poundland or the equivalent. So I mean, that was a frigging result, I feel. And tonight's dinner, I've got taco, soft tortillas, which has got all the salsa and what have you in it. There was no lettuce to speak of, but I've got fresh tomatoes, hoping that's a ripe avocado, and some black whole beans, because most of the motels and stuff that we stay in have a coin laundry, a fridge, and a microwave. So that means we can actually cook at least one meal for ourselves if there happens to be anything around. Over the road from here is an Arby's, so that's like a meat fest, and a McDonald's. And the McDonald's here don't even have veggie burgers, which is pretty disappointing. So again, it's chips and mozzarella sticks for me there. yeah, I never thought my diet would be this potato orientated, but it is. So this is Pennsylvania. I'm hoping maybe as we go further up the trail there might be, you know, a little bit more variety. And like I say, when I kind of hit the Hiker Outfitters next Saturday, which is going to be a joy, I should be able to get some proper hiker meals. Might go for another 5 and then kind of split them up. But yeah, so that's my food. So no need to worry about me there. And then obviously I am having my daily vitamin, and then I've got some psyllium husks for fibre to keep myself regular. Yeah, that's it. Also we've discovered some hot chocolate, which is delicious, and then the occasional coffee. Personally, I'd rather wait and have coffee on a weekend, but should I want a coffee, there's one there. So that's the food.